I'm Dwight Dowson, and I'd like to speak to you for a few minutes about a very interesting and informative set of circumstances that happened right here in Greene County, Ohio in 1768 and some years following. We have a lot of history here in this part of the state of Ohio. This is considered southwest Ohio, and it is about 45 miles directly northeast of Cincinnati, Ohio, and 70 miles south by southwest of Columbus, Ohio. And it takes place on a little section of the river called the Little Miami River, which is essentially a large creek. Not very big. In most places it's only just literally 30 or 40 feet across. But this river was exceedingly invaluable. It was very valuable in the primeval setting of the wilderness because it provided a gateway from the Ohio River northward into this deep and very, very deep woods of oak and ash and elm, walnut, and beech. Lots and lots of large canopy trees, some of them towering up over 120 feet tall from the roots to the crown of the tree. Sometimes the trunks were as large as 8 to 9 feet in diameter. And these trees, of course, because they were so large and wide at the apex of the tree, the dimensions across the tree were sometimes over 100 feet, which means there's a lot of trees that really covered the forest. Covering was so impenetrable, the sun couldn't shine down into the forest. So there wasn't a whole lot of ground cover. So what we had was a canopy 30 to 40 feet high, and all of the Indians that lived there ran from tree to tree, literally 100 feet to 100 feet or so from one trunk to another. So it was very, very different than what we find today here in this part of the state. It's a whole different country. And of course the hills were much more craggy because of the fact that there was no farming and no bulldozing and things like that. So it's a very different landscape. That's a setting for what I want to tell you that happened here under this canopy of the primeval. And that's what the name of this talk is. The canopy of the primeval. And like I said earlier in my opening paragraph, it's a very interesting story. There's a lot of facts that have been mislaid, and I'm sure that you'll be wanting to dig in deeper and find out what this mysterious land actually looked like. For me, it's very fascinating, and I've been studying this for many, many years. I think at last count, over 40 years. So I'd like to relate to you and invite you to learn more from our company, because we're going to provide a whole lot of information over the next few months. And it's not very expensive to do what we're going to ask you to do, which is just tune in regularly and download what information that you want to study. And it will have a very affordable price for this information. So almost anyone can read or study or watch or listen or all the above to what our broadcasts are going to be all about. So I want to say to you before I part on this video that please do some studies on the river and see the map. And you can get the map off of Google Maps very easily of the Little Miami River Valley. And I'm sure you'll be happy on what you're going to hear and learn. So I'll say goodbye for now, and please tune in later. Maxwell.mediashell.com is our website. And this is Dwight L. Dowson, the president of Maxwell Companies and Partners, signing off and wishing you the best of goodbyes.